thank you. There is in a comment section here, a Supreme Court of Federal Republic of Nigeria said a local government is supposed to have their autonomy. Why is the law the highest court in the land, sir? If I may ask, why is the governor they are not implementing it? Because up to local government, they don't still have their own autonomy. There was a time Attorney General of the Federation said every local government must have access. They must have access that their budget must come direct from the federal. Their budget must be an autonomy because development must start from the local.
Yes, thank you very much. I believe we have Attorney General of the state. My respect so much, right, Honorable. I believe he knows better. That is his own discipline and competence as a lawyer. He's expected as the Attorney General of the state, to advise the governor, rightly as to the position of the Supreme Court judgment, and also the position of the Attorney General of the Federation, Fagbemi. You understand? So I actually don't know, the politics being played there. But for me, I would have expected, the government or the governor, should toe the line of the Constitution and lay down rules and judgment of the Supreme Court, and the Attorney General of the state, advise the governor, accordingly, and make sure that Edo State and whatever decision is being taken, is in line with the Constitution and with lay down judgment of the Supreme Court. So that's my take because, like you rightly said, I believe that judgment of the Supreme Court should be upheld. They should allow the independence of the local government because there are different tiers of government. The state, the local, and the federal. These are the three tiers of government. They should be independent. And I so submit that the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in Edo State, Barrister Samson Usagi, should advise the governor accordingly in the best interest of all Edo people.
Because why I'm saying this, all the mineral resources in Edo State, they are all in the local government. Yes, they are all in the local government. The local government need development because why? There's there's something Mr. President did when he came. He said development must start from the local. We must not reject, just abandon the local area. When we abandon it, we will not see the light of the day. Okay, he went to court. The court affirming that local government must have their direct budget. Also, their money must be an autonomy. It's a different arm of government, but what we are seeing here today, for example, sir, if you have been given a chance to work with Okpebholo, to work with the Senator Okpebholo's government, what are the roles you are going to play? What are the kind of advice you are going to give to the government? Because the government needs a collective effort. It cannot do it alone. I continue to repeat it. What are the kind of
Yes, my advice, like I said, I will make sure that my follows the rule of law to make sure that everything the governor is doing, is within the ambit of the law. And as to the allocation of of the local government, I'll make sure that I'll advise the governor to ensure that he ensure their independence of the government to come from the federal government and no interference, with the activities of the local government, and also try as much as possible to drive, foreign investment, foreign direct investment to the state, and ensure that Edo State is turned around. Edo State is they deserve the dividends of democracy. So these are going to be my advice, to the government, to the governor, to ensure that the independence of the local government is guaranteed, and we follow the rule of law and ensure that Edo State receive the dividend of democracy. And there's value for the taxpayer, for those who pay tax. We ensure that there's value for every money. Edo State people will pay as taxpayers. That the people who pay tax, the money does not go into private pocket, but it's been meant, for the development of everybody in Edo State.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. There's
Yes.
one last question I want to ask you now. You see, now Okpebholo is almost 1 year in his government in Edo State. By November, it's going to be 1 year. Can you pinpoint one or two things that the governor has done so far? Because you live in diaspora. With the situation in Edo State today, do you think foreign investors can easily come?
Yes, thank you very much. Certain things the governor has done, he has tried to address security, media. He bought a lot of helos, motorbikes, to address insecurity in Edo State and security of Edo State House of Assembly. They have, approved stricter anti-courtesan law into place to ensure that the hard issue of courtesan in the state, is addressed. And recently, I saw that in an attempt, to bolster the economy of the state, uh, he has invested and revamped, the Edo line. I know so many people have criticized that position about the terms of the nature of the roads and also the security, of people, flying the roads. And people have felt that that is not a good investment, a good return on investment. And also the implementation of the construction of, the flyover at Ramat Park. And also recently, to think about a week or so, I saw that in those central, they have, the issue of water
Hold on,
being,
sir. Hold on. I'm on live. I will call you back. In real life, you have to hold it. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
yeah,
Go
like
ahead,
as I
sir.
was saying, they said the Ugoha water scheme. Many people said Obasaki started it, but I believe also the present governor, has revamped that, and also in Edo South, through the Commissioner of Water and Resources,
Mr. Washington.
Dr. Washington Sifo, they are trying out to also revamp the water board. Given all these steps they are taking in terms of water supply, security, them addressing the line transport. I believe they are making steps. I believe they should, engage people with more competent hands, to drive the policy of this administration so that with that, and those of us who are in the diaspora, we engage, all our contacts here to make sure that, foreign investors, they are attracted to the state, to come do one or two investment in terms of one thing that is also lagging at those state, power generation. If we can attract a foreign investor, that can invest in the energy sector in Edo State to ensure that Edo State is sufficient in terms of power, uh, in terms of power energy, to make sure that most of our streets, that are thrown into darkness, they come into light, and Edo State have 24 hours electricity. With the right people on board, I believe, uh, the government can succeed only with the right people on board. So that's my take.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, for example, my brother, if you are in the government of Senator Mondo Okpebholo, when it comes to security measures, how you going to advise him? Because there are things I was saying yesterday on my video. A lot of people called me after my video. How you going to advise him when it comes in terms of security?
Yes, thank you. In terms of security, I have a manifesto, okay, and my manifesto, when I was running, my manifesto was about riches. When I developed my manifesto, no governorship aspirant or candidate has developed any manifesto. How we address, security in Edo State, you know, I'm going to ensure that Edo State, all the all the entrance and exit, in Edo State from the north, south, west, and east, they are very mounted, by checkpoint to
Oh,
ensure that
hold on, Mr. Man, I'm
everybody.
coming. Just hold on. 1 minute. I'm coming, sir. Just 1 minute. Sorry, my guest. So my battery is about running down. So I just saw it now. So that is why I quickly go on. Just bring the
Okay, thank
charger.
you. Like
Yeah, go
as I
ahead,
was
sir.
saying, yes, I was as I
Yeah.
was saying, the exit and entrance, of Edo State, they should be properly manned by security to ensure that we know those who are coming into Edo State and those who are exiting. We invest strongly in CCTV cameras. I know that the former governor, we used to have a command and control center. I
Yes.
would have advised that such center is being sustained or if possible improved upon to make sure that every intersection in Edo State is being under surveillance, cover. They are monitoring every intersection and every street in Edo State. And the governor has, he has invested in a lot of patrol vehicles. We want to see, how the utilization of these patrol
There
vehicles.
is a caller. There's a caller. Somebody just calling. Just hold on for him. He's going to ask you some questions, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
So good evening, sir.
You want to contribute?
Yeah, I want to contribute. I want to ask you because thank you, Mr. Kogi, and I hope you can hear me loud and clear. He made mention of certain things that I kind of look at it to be very, very not right. And also, I want to also say that whenever you're going with the government, I think they should give you whatever you deserve because I cannot tell you what to do. It is your right to run, and you have to lap the structure for them. From the benefit of the APC government, they are supposed to give you what you actually demand for. The guy has to call it. So he has called for it, and it's your right to actually seek whatever you agreed on. But there were certain things I kind of disagreed with what you're saying. You spoke about the economy of Nigeria, which I think it is very vital that we have to do because you are somebody who's going to be seen as a public office who's going to be heading our public office. So you are deemed for criticism. Now, my question is, how sure are you that we know that the government of the day, the APC government, removed subsidy? I just want to clarify on that. Are you sure that they actually removed subsidy? No, I'm still asking the reason because from our sources here are reference for because you also went to university over there. There's what you call references. It doesn't show that. Now, Papa Sherla actually came on Channel TV the other day and said that subsidy, Tinubu was paying subsidy, and that's the fact. And that's from a closed source and also an inner caucus of the government. Now, from here, also, the article here, if you go to Daily Trust, the Daily Trust
Mr. Caller, there is a lot of noise in your area there, please, sir. If you can just go away from there. The children are is like
all right,
we are hearing their background here.
all right.
Yeah.
I just let me just quickly go this way.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, Mr. Akorudi, I also thank you because here we actually deal with facts, not propaganda. Now, on the Daily Trust of 19th August 2024, and that was cited by Sheung Adewuyi. Sorry, just 1 minute. It was cited by Sheung Adewuyi, and the headline shows Tinubu approved payment of fuel subsidy report. So if actually he actually removed subsidy, why are we getting this? And you know that if you don't have a proof of what you are saying, the government can sue the newspaper. Also in the Premium Times of 6 June 2024, and it also reads that now listen to this. This is what it reads here because it said despite Tinubu pronouncement of Nigerian government spent 303.6 trillion on subsidy in 2023. So now my question to you, instead of saying he removed subsidy, how are you sure that he actually removed subsidy? Because Nigerians want to know. This is my first question. On my second question, and according to the reports that we are having here, when you say that the government of Okpebholo, they are doing well, they are actually, in terms of security and in terms of economy, and I don't think they're actually doing because at economic fallout as at this time, Okpebholo is claiming that Tinubu is giving him money. Sir, can you still remember during what can you also tell me what is the dollar to the naira as we speak today? So if we have an inflation rate of about 2.12% in the economy, and you want to compare somebody I gave 700 naira 2 years ago compared to what is going to get now. So also the local government autonomy. We spoke about the local government autonomy. As we speak, there is no local government autonomy in Nigeria. Why is Okpebholo suspending the 18 local governments and is actually beheading them? So I think this thing I want you to emphasize on, especially on this Tinubu subsidy removal, because I don't think that is absolutely right. So I want you to emphasize on how sure are you that he removed subsidy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller.
Yes, thank you, caller. I think I heard a little bit, though it wasn't too clear.
Yeah.
And the phone was directed at you, but I think I could pick one or two things from what he was saying.
No, he was
He
talking
asked,
about the
how was I
subsidy.
too sure
He said,
about
are
the
you sure?
subsidy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how are
about
you sure?
subsidy. Yes,
Yeah.
but that is what is in the public domain, right? Because
Mm.
that is why the pump oil, price of oil moved from is it 600 and something during Buhari to over 1,000. You know what
Yeah.
I told Nigerians that is because of the removal of subsidy, and like the caller rightly said, yes, I think the Minister of Finance, Edu, did mention and didn't consider to the fact that the federal government at the time was still paying subsidy. But I'm talking about the general perception, of all Nigerians. I know they've of what they told us that subsidy has been removed. That's what explained the fact that Nigerians now buy for over 1,000, close to 2,000, because they claim they removed subsidy, and
Mm.
also they've also claimed that there's also savings in to the government based on subsidy removal. So I'm talking about the general conception that Nigerians believe subsidy has been removed and there is savings. Most governors have agreed to the fact that more money is being given to them.
Yeah.
So whether the government is still paying subsidy is left to them, and where are they getting the savings? Is it that they are paying subsidy, but this savings is more than the subsidy they are paying? It's up to whatever politics they are playing there. It's up to them. But I know that this subsidy has been removed. All the governors, the 36 governors, none of them is denying the fact that they are not receiving more money as a result of the savings in subsidy. Then he talked about the security, that I said security in Niger State. I said the governor has invested in patrol vehicles, and I
Yes.
believe if these patrol vehicles, are distributed, to the right command, and the right people are being manned, to pilot, and command their respective jurisdiction. Edo State's crime will be, addressed and brought to the barest minimum. I was addressing the issue of security when he called in, because I listened to your talk about helicopters. I do see the investing
Yeah,
in helicopters.
helicopter,
Uh,
also drones.
yes,
Drones,
that
because
is
the
my
government
that
is getting security vote every month.
yes,
Because you see, like my brother Dennis, just hold on first. You see, like day before yesterday, when people were being kidnapped in Okpebholo Road, where very dark man was shouting on the road. I see
yes,
the forest there is very open. When there is drum, you can cut these people out. How
yes,
much does it cost to buy a drum or helicopter?
yes.
You are
It,
acquiring vehicles. Security matters in the state.
yes, I agree. I agree that that should be an approach. That should be an operational approach, to addressing security in Edo State. Investing in high tech drones and helicopters. If Edo State does not have the wherewithal, enough resources, to buy an helicopter, they can go into partnership with Delta State.
Yeah,
Delta State and Edo State, they say they are bended. They can share security intelligence and security access. Both of them can invest in a helicopter. If they can start with one, they'll say, okay, let's buy this helicopter to cover Edo and Delta. They put it in a strategic airstrip. Whereby whenever there is anything insecurity, challenge, they can, uh, they can take off from that, head base. So this is one part of what is in my manifesto. Investing in high tech drones and helicopters. That if we don't have the enough resources in those states, we can go into partnership with Delta State. We can
yeah.
start with one helicopter, to pilot, to go through Edo State and Delta State, if there's any terrain, whereby vehicles cannot go through, helicopters, can go through, because this is what is obtainable in Ghana. The Ghana already have helicopters, that
Yeah.
they can deploy to fight insecurity, whereby vehicles or bike, cannot go in, cannot go. They can, in a GV, deploy, helicopters. So these are some of the plans, and also getting like a state, database for everybody, where everybody's going to be registered in a database. We're going to have an ID card. Everybody in Edo State, we know who comes into Edo State. If you're a visitor, we know how long you are going to stay. Invest in fingerprint and facial technology. All these things, they exist. We just need, to invest in them and bring people who have the expertise and knowledge in this, you know, to fight security in Edo State. So I don't know if I'm missing in any of the points you raised, the
No,
caller.
you are right. Yeah, yeah. Somebody's right here. They say the problem is that the subsidy has been removed and that the problem of subsidy is removed. Somebody's commenting. Okay, my brother, if, for example, you are opportune now. I believe the governor is still
Yes,
watching. Yeah, yeah, the other caller. Hello, hello. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you want to contribute? There's something I want to. Can I call you back? Okay, let me call you back. Yeah. So you see, there is something I want to say. For example, Mr. Dennis, if you have
yes,
been given the opportunity to work with Senator Mondo Okpebholo, when it comes to health sector, how are you going to advise him in Edo State?
yes. Thank you very much. Like is in my manifesto, I believe in a three tier approach. You understand? I believe in the primary and the secondary and the tertiary edge level of intervention, in the state, to ensure that in the primary, we ensure that, various health centers, in those states, they are being revamped, if they already exist and they are in a state of disrepair. We try as much as possible, to fix it, because it's the first level of intervention of healthcare in any given state. Make sure that people in a remote area, they have access to health center.
Okay. Yeah.
So if the health center cannot address that health challenge, they can move to a secondary level of healthcare, intervention, whereby we used to have various general hospitals, across the three senatorial districts. You understand? To address that issue that is beyond the primary health centers, then if it cannot, we have UBTH, which is a tertiary level of healthcare intervention, whereby the health situation is now more of a challenge that the health center or the general hospital cannot address. We refer them to UBTH, which is a teaching hospital. You understand? Because it's a federal government
Hospital.
funded, yes, teaching hospital, and every equipment should be there. So, what are we advocate for in terms of healthcare, administration in the state, to ensure that the hospitals, they are well equipped. We have ultrasound and X-ray machines, and also CT scans. The way it's been obtainable. In the developed countries. In the diaspora, to make sure that all modern technology, is across the states, if not across the primary health centers, at least we ensure that they are in the various general hospitals across the three senatorial districts, to make sure, because I was made to understand, the new specialist hospital at Saple Road, the one built by Adolf Shimole and opened by Obaseki, they don't have a state of the art X-ray machine. There's no CT scan, there's no ultrasound. Whenever they want to run this diagnosis, they refer them to private clinic, and at those stages losing money. So it does not cost us anything to invest in this high tech technology, to ensure that diagnostic examination are being carried out, and we at those states make money out of this, and people receive first class, healthcare treatment in Edo State. So these are going to be my advice, my contribution, to make sure that Edo
Yeah,
State invests, in these high machines, to make sure that Edo State receive world class healthcare services.
yeah. Thank you very much. Do you know why I asked you this question? Because we have a commissioner for health in Edo State. In a week ago, if I'm not mistaken, there was an incident that happened in Okpebholo slope when a truck fell on people.
Yes.
Is it right for Edo State up till now we have no ambulance for a whole state for rescue for emergency? I was seeing people were using hand to carry human beings. Some of their legs is being cut off, looking for a private taxi. Is that right?
The question, just like like I do, that is not right. We should have, emergency vehicles, like is being obtainable here in advanced countries. I know when Obaseki was there, they said they launched this emergency number, is it 112 or whatever.
Yeah,
If that is still in existence, we say they should work more on that, so that whenever those emergency numbers they are being called, whether 112, or I know there are two numbers, 112 or 911 or so, you know, they can transfer those emergency situation to make sure that those who need fire, services, they are transferred to those who need security, like the police, just like it's being done here in America. When you call
yeah,
911, they want to know your kind of emergency. Is it fire situation? Is it crime? So that they direct you accordingly. So we want something of that nature in Edo State, whereby you call the emergency response center, they direct your call accordingly. Um, we are not just directing your call, like you said. Incident happened at Kuba
Okpebholo slope.
Slope. We
Yeah,
are trying as much as possible that we invest heavily in ambulances, right? That
yeah,
we have state of the art ambulances, not the type they have, there back there. Some people use motorcycle as ambulance. We should have state of the art ambulance that when there's a medical emergencies, they respond swiftly, and those ambulances, they are in place. We need to invest in all this. My position would be to advise the governor accordingly to make sure we invest and also partner with foreign partners that we provide these services, these ambulances, to make sure Edo State is adequately covered.
So thank you very much. We have been here for over 1 hour now. I think soon as we call it a day. My brothers, Mr. Dennis, we've listened to all your promise. I believe soon as the governor is going to call you, when you are being called into Senator Okpebholo's government, with all these things you have given to all of us today, Edo people is listening to you now all over the world. I believe you can use that your office to advise the governor on what to do in this area you have addressed. Am I right?
Yes, you are very right. Yes, yes, of course. They know I'm going to advise them to the best of my ability and based on my experience and exposure, and based on also my contact. Make sure we bring our best to contribute our quota to the development of Edo State.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. I believe
Yes,
we are going to call it a day now. I really appreciate you. I welcome you to my show. I believe most of the governor guys are here. Dan is here. Dan Owen is here. He's writing. Thank you, Mr. Dan. Forward this video to Senator Okpebholo. You are here. I've seen you here. Thank you for coming. Like and share. Mr. Denny, I wish you the best of luck. We
thank you.
want people like you in Edo State to come and help the governor. As far he's not the executive governor of the state, we want the betterment of our state because
Yes,
Edo is lacking in many areas. We need to be saying the fact.
yes,
There's the development is the Edo is not fast developing at all in
I
a lot
agree
of
with
areas.
you. Yes,
So I'm going to beg you, when you are being invited by the governor, these are the area you are going to advise him, talk to him on what to
of
do.
course,
He
yes.
can do it all. So thank you
Yes, you
very much,
can
my
take
brother.
that to the bank. That will advise the governor correctly. I will not. I will not. Advise the governor and make him go astray. I'll make sure he's in the right path. Advise him. To bring greater good to Edo State. To bring credit also to his administration.
Yeah, I will see my last word here today. I'm going to advise all APC chieftains, the Kaba in APC, allow Senator Okpebholo to employ competent people to his government. People that have visions, people that have idea of leadership. Don't always block road. It's not everybody that will have godfather. You must not use godfather in everything. We said we want a better government. It's not by coming as a propaganda Edo is shining, whereas Edo is not shining. Me, I'm not a party to that. I've earlier said it, when Okpebholo is doing great, I will come here and praise him. But I cannot praise a failure when somebody is failing. I will not do that. I will not be a party to that. I will always praise you when you are succeeding, when the work they have given to you. You are the number one citizen of the state, Mr. Governor. When you are succeeding, all I do will be happy. But I cannot see, maybe you are not doing what you are telling people. I will come here and praise you. I will not be a party to that. That's my stand, and I will never revise it. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. God bless
Thank you,
you. I
my
believe
brother.